Social media can be a huge time suck, especially if you're a business owner who has more to do than checking any number of the social app platforms, right? You should be running your business, making your products, servicing your services, and generally dealing with your customers and the day-to-day of your business versus making content for social media. So let's break down how to efficiently make time for the social marketing techniques and strategies that are going to benefit your brand without getting into the doom scrolling and wasting a bunch of time on apps. I'm Carolyn. I'm the social marketing nerd and community builder behind Bad Axe Enterprises. Check the description below if you want details on how to connect with me, join my free community, take classes, blah, blah, blah. But let's talk about time management and efficiency and what really matters to spend your time on for social marketing. The rest of this video assumes that you already have your ideal audience on lock, that you've already got this defined. If you don't think you have your right audience, the rest of this video might not be very helpful for you. So you should check out one of my other videos, maybe over here, about defining your audience and making sure you're attracting the right people. If you are already attracting the right people, watch on. Let's talk about being really efficient with your time when it comes to social marketing efforts as an entrepreneur. First up, know the outcome that you want. Do not post just to post. You need to know what each post is going to do. Give it a job, right? Is it going to drive people to your web store? Is it going to drive people to your email newsletter? Is it going to establish you as an expert in your area? Any of those are great outcomes for a piece of social content, but you need to have that defined in advance. So do that, please. Next, make a plan. I don't care if you do it in a spreadsheet or a notebook, but just do it. Have a social marketing plan that you can refer to. Now, these are going to change over time, and in different seasons of your business, you're going to need different pieces of your plan, but you need to start with something and start somewhere. I have a bunch of videos on making social strategies and plans. Check those out, but this is going to help you be really intentional with the types of things you are putting out for your brand. Having a plan is super important. Now, when it comes time to actually do the engagement or the posting or any of the work for your social marketing strategy, you need to block time out. Sounds boring. You need to have some sort of time management tool or system that's going to help you do this. Whether it's an old school vintage egg timer your grandma gave you, the dawning of the sun, a bird, or an actual app, you need to have something that's going to create a distinct start and end time for your social media tasks. You can get pulled into those apps super easy. That is what they are designed to do. They're designed to distract us and to keep us using them. So we have to be really smart when we go in to be spending time in them if we have other things we need to do. Now, if it is your off time and you are ready to just scroll and look at funny cat videos, you do you. That's totally fine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about for your brand. When you are setting aside time to market, you need to have a tool that's going to help keep you accountable to just using that chunk of time for that specific task. The ways that I love to do it, I use my Google Calendar to block time out and actually schedule it in. Especially for recording YouTube content, this is really important to me. I need to keep that time very precious. I can't say yes to other things for that time because I'm really focused on making this content. And when I say yes to something during that time, I'm not going to be making the content, or I'm going to feel really rushed and frazzled while I'm doing it. So that time needs to be separate, and it needs to just exist in that hour or 2 hour parameter. I love Google Calendar for that. I can block the time. My clients can't schedule things during that time. I see it, and it's very intentionally placed on days when I know I'm going to have the energy and the willingness and the creativity to do that sort of content creation. Another thing that's a really great tool that I have been loving using is Groove. Jump into a Groove. It's a free app that you can use. You can get invite links to join. It has such a pop-in community, an amazing, vibrant group of users. They have a great Slack channel as well, which, not that you need another distraction, but Groove is awesome. It's an hour chunk where you have a very short little video call at the beginning where everyone sets their intentions for the work they're going to do. You spend the next 50-ish minutes achieving those things, then a short video call at the end to say, like, did you achieve them? And you're off video the whole rest of the time, just that 5 minutes of the beginning and end. I found that working with other people can really, really help me stay on task and be like getting the little dopamine of like checking off those things in the Groove app and having it go to the group chat and everybody's celebrating together as they're getting stuff done. Hugely helpful. If that sounds fun to you, I know entrepreneurship can be really lonely. So if you're doing social media tasks, but you want some camaraderie, that's a great way to do it. You can also form your own accountability group where you're like, hey, at 8 a.m. on Wednesday, we're a bunch of business owners. We're all just gonna spend an hour, get our social posts figured out for the week, for the month, whatever. Amazing. That's really, really useful for any tasks that you're kind of dreading. I'm recording this at tax time, so that's on my mind. Some things I'm dreading with that. Definitely worth checking out. Next up are scheduling tools. Posting your content in real time can be useful, but it also can suck you into the when are people most active trap, and that is something that like it's a big debate, right? Do you post when your people are active or do you post when you're able to be there? Depends on your lifestyle, how you want to do things. I always advise people to post when they're able to be there and nurture their community, and to do that by scheduling their content in advance. To me, the trade-off of being able to set it and then go in and just engage with your community is such a big boost for positive mental health and positive use of social media apps that I don't think any sort of the, rumors about, oh, the algorithm doesn't favor scheduled content. That's a whole separate video. That's not true, but that's a whole separate video. I think the payoff of knowing that your stuff is going to go out at a set time and being able to be like, okay, Monday morning, 6 a.m., my post went out. When I'm in the office, then at 10, I'm going to go in and engage with it. I'm going to go in and share it. I'm going to go in and reply to some messages. To me, that brings me so much more joy and works so much better with how my brain functions than going in, posting in real time, and then just hanging out waiting for engagement to happen. And then for engagement, when you're going in to actually do the things with your audience and your fans and your followers and your potential customers, when you're going in to actually engage on the different social platforms, schedule a time that you're going to do it. Set a timer. Set app use timers, right? Like you can go into your phone settings, your devices settings, and say, only let me use Instagram for an hour today. You can set that. It'll pop up a warning and say like you've reached your time. And you can even disable the app then for the rest of the day. I have done this many, many times. It's so helpful to keep that accountability and to have a digital way to track it. Always turn off all your social notifications if possible, if you're able to run your business without them, and most of the time you are. If you're taking direct orders through your DMs or things like that, that's a little different. But most business owners have a model set up where it's mostly content, right? You're trafficking people to your website or other ways of contacting you. You don't need the little badoo every time somebody sends you a like or messages you or you get a meme from your best friend. It's very distracting and it's going to take you away from the things that really matter, right? Jumping into the app, responding to comments, responding to messages, and sparking that greater sense of community around your brand. Other tools that I'm going to suggest you consider using for your social media boundaries and supporting healthy technology use. Do not disturb mode. You can set specific callers and texters to be able to get through, right? If you have a partner, parents, siblings, important people in your life that need to be able to contact you no matter what, you can set those numbers to be able to get through to reach you, but everybody else won't be able to. That's amazing. I use this heavily. Another thing, bedtime mode. My phone goes grayscale and certain apps shut off, notifications shut off at a certain time of day so that I know, like, put the phone down, go do other things. Even if I'm doing it for fun, it's super helpful for your brain and your sleep to stop using technology in the evenings. And then pausing your apps. If you're like, I need to stop getting sucked into TikTok for the rest of the day, I need to really have heads down focus time, pause the app. You can go in and disable it for the day or set a period of time to disable it for. Again, kind of going back to the app use timers. Be honest with yourself and don't use it as a tool to beat yourself up, right? You're just trying to set supportive boundaries and make the most of the time that you have for social marketing. I hope those were helpful tips. In our very highly digital lives, it's important to keep focused, to stay on task, and to really think about the intentions and the impact of what you're creating for your brand, right? We don't want to waste time just posting to post. We want to be really, really strategic. I am really excited to hear what you think about this. Drop a comment or join me over in Bad Axe Biz Club to continue this discussion. We talk about setting technology boundaries a lot over there with other amazing entrepreneurs. Hope to see you there. And until next time, stay Bad Axe.